Still confused about biomedical science in the UK? From HCPC registration to NHS interviews and career paths, here are the top 10 questions answered. Still unsure what's best for you? In this video, I'll break it down, show you the mistakes to avoid, and answer the top questions students ask every year. So let's go to a new video. I decided to make this video about biomedical science career uncovered, where I'll be addressing the common questions and the misconceptions. If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Aida Noor. I'm a UK registered biomedical scientist, and I've had the longest journey to become a qualified biomedical scientist. As if you're new to this channel, I didn't have an accredited degree. My main degree was biochemistry and then masters in biomedical science, and I didn't have no lab experience, so I've been through the whole journey and I can talk about it. So I normally have a Q&A questions fed by your comments and your thoughts that you have been kindly sharing, especially on this channel. And I do read all the questions that I get from all the other platforms, but I truly appreciate people who watch the videos, because this is how I know where the challenges are, where we are, what I covered, what I haven't covered. But also I thought I'll make a separate questions for you to have a look at that. Some of them I've already spoken about, some of them are I'm elaborating on already, but there's loads of videos, so check all the previous videos, guys, because I have already spoken about all of this. But if you're new to this channel, welcome. So let's dive into the first question. So what do biomedical scientists do? Biomedical scientists analyze samples and conduct research, playing a vital role in diagnosing diseases and treating diseases. So it's not about just white lab coats and microscopes. Disease diagnosis, supporting patient treatments, and mostly is lab-based investigations. So let's think of it. What's the daily impact? You analyze sample. We don't deal with patients directly, but the samples, we deal with them directly. So we analyze them. This will help disease detection and diagnosis, and this will lead to advising treatments. Like I always share that slide showing the relationship between the doctors from the moment they meet to the patient all the way to the end until the results are reported back. But we deal with the investigation. We're the ones who tell the doctors what's causing the infection, and therefore and suggest what antibiotics. I specialize in medical microbiology, so we work with antibiotics as well, so that we suggest, we just tell them the sensitivities and let them know what the treatments, what's this. I've already spoken about that, but that's how it is. So the doctors will decide on what sort of medication or how to manage the disease treatment. So let's say the career scope, that's the word I was looking for. You work in hospital labs, research labs, public health, transfusion, infection control. That's some of the specialities. So I just wanted to give you an idea. If you might be new and you just don't know, what do biomedical scientists do? You might be interested. So this is what, in a nutshell, what biomedical scientists do. So let's move to the next question, the most crucial question. As you know, the biomedical scientist is a protected title. You cannot practice the title, or you cannot say you're a biomedical scientist if you're not registered with the HCPC. So it's very, very important. You can't practice, simple. So your degrees need to be accredited and you need to be registered. But let's say the role itself is protected by HCPC. So you might be asking, how do I get HCPC registration? It's a gateway to work as a biomedical scientist in the UK. It's important to have an IBMS accredited degree, registration training portfolio, and top-up modules in order to complete the requirements. And sometimes you might need MSc. So why does it matter? It matters because HCPC is the regulator. You need that legal license in order to practice in the UK. The route is through IBMS accredited bachelor's or BSc, registration portfolio, which also involves verification. There are alternatives. top-up modules if your BSc isn't accredited. I did a biochemistry degree and master's in biomedical science, medical microbiology. None of them were accredited, so I needed to do top-up modules in order to do the registration. So let's have a look at it in deeper. HCPC registration requirements. You need an IBMS accredited degree for registration. You obtain an approved degree in biomedical science. Portfolio development for successful application. You create a comprehensive portfolio showcasing your experience. Masters or top-up options to enhance your qualifications. So you can consider master's degree, but also you might need top-up modules depending. So the top-up modules, like when you submit your qualifications to the IBMS, they might say they have to decide, depending on your situation, if you need top-up modules or not. You can do both. You can do the portfolio and the top-up modules. I did that, and a lot of people can do that. You can decide to do the top-up modules first and then the portfolio, or you can do them together. It's already, when you get that letter, it will explain how you can do it. So now let's move to the next question. I did mention I didn't have experience, so you might be in the same situation that you want to become a biomedical scientist, but you don't have a placement year or experience. So you might be asking, how can I become a biomedical scientist without a placement year? It's possible, but it's more difficult. You need to apply for MLA, AP roles, then work through the portfolio. MLA leads to training, leads to HCPC. You might need academic top-up modules depending on your situation. Networking is important. Persistence does matter, and persistence is key. So, like I said previously, that I worked as an MLA while I was doing my portfolio. So that can be a way of doing that, which we're going to look at that. So yes, it's hard. It's possible, but it's harder. You'll need to build experience post-graduating. The common route is to work as an MLA or associate practitioner. You build your portfolio, and then you qualify with the HCPC. Networking is very, very important and persistent. It's a long journey, but it's definitely worth it. And it's the biggest factor in landing opportunities, because truly, like I say, once you have the skills, once you have the qualifications, nobody will get rid of you unless you do something illegal. Compared to the corporate world, the company's down, you're gone. That's it. You have to look for another job. So let's have a look at this further if you don't have experience or anything. So MLA, or Medical Laboratory Assistant, or Associate Practitioner, AP, that will allow you to apply to them. They are entry-level positions where you gain hands-on experience through projects. Showcase your skills in your portfolio. That will also help you to create a strong portfolio, because you need to collect evidence where you can highlight relevant coursework, achievements, including internships and volunteering experience. You demonstrate your persistence and your dedication. And I've already spoken about that, guys. So have a look at all my previous videos where I talk about that in detail. So what I'm doing here, I'm just giving you a bit of like everything that I've shared in my videos, and then you can go and have a look at them at your own convenience, where you can reflect on your own journey. So now let's move to the next question. Like the majority of you might be wanting to apply for NHS, and you're wondering, which is a common question I get, about what is it like to be interviewed in through the NHS, and what do you expect? So if you're applying for band 2 or 3 MLA, or AP, which is a band 4. Also, there are other supporting roles such as HSSW. That was the one I was in when I got qualified, which is a health science support worker. Entry levels. These are the important things: data entry, health and safety, team scenarios. You need to be specific, show your lab awareness and your communication skills. So safety first, accuracy and details, and teamwork. So let's have a look at this again. So the common questions will be competency plus questions, technical awareness, which involves technical awareness. The key areas will be data handling, patient safety, teamwork, attention to details. So it's very important to be prepared, because you need to research the lab, practice the scenario-based questions, know the NHS values. So it's very, very important to understand the roles and the common questions and your lab awareness and the importance of teamwork during your interview process. In previous videos, I spoke about the scenario about how is it like to be in the lab. Especially, I've explained the lab setting, so check that video. So in terms of interviews, you need to understand these are 3 things that you are expected. The common structure will involve competency questions. I've spoken about that in a separate video, the MLA questions in details, whether you have some experience or not, so check those ones. And the technical awareness. The key areas will involve data handling, patient safety, teamwork, and attention to details. Your preparation is key. Find out about the lab, the trust, the hospital. Find out the scenario-based questions and know the NHS values. This depends on the trust. They are similar, but that's one of the interview questions that you will get. What is the trust values? This is how they know that you've researched about it or not. So be very prepared. And similarly, that will be for private. I had interviews for both private, and the questions will be similar. So it really depends on the trust. So now let's move to the 5th question. So you might have heard, while your studies, there are different specialisms in biomedical science. There are infection sciences, blood sciences, cell sciences, genetics. Each of them requires skills and mindsets. I've already spoken about that in a separate video. It was one of the hardest videos, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. If you're new to this channel, I specialize in infection sciences. That's why I start with it. So let's look at it. The main biomedical science specialisms: infection sciences, which involves microbiology, virology, parasitology; blood sciences, hematology, transfusion, and clinical chemistry; cell sciences, histology, cytology, cellular pathology; genetics and molecular pathology, which involves DNA testing, gene-based diagnostics. So in another way, infection sciences focuses on disease pathogens and their impact. Cell sciences studies cellular structures and functions in health. Blood analyzes hematology and transfusion science processes. Genetics explores genes and inherited traits in organisms. So this is in a nutshell what the specialisms are. But have a look at that video where I spoke about each specialisms, discipline, each specialist, why are they important in the lab, and how that will impact you, and how you can choose which one that suits you. So have a look at that video. So now let's move into the 6th question. So what's the difference between biomedical science and biomedicine? Maybe you've heard that term before, and I did talk about that in the previous video. Biomedical science is clinical patient-facing via labs, where biomedicine is more academic and research-orientated. Biomedical science, let's compare between them visually. Biomedical science is accredited, clinical lab-focused, whereas biomedicine is more academic or research, and it has flexibility in modules, and accreditation is not as important. So you need to check the course accreditation if you are aiming for NHS labs or even private equally. So if you think about biomedical science versus biomedicine, biomedical science focuses on laboratory work, while biomedicine emphasizes patient care and clinical application in healthcare. And I did talk about this in detail in the previous video, so check that out, and how you can choose between them, what's the impact and etc. So now let's move to the 7th question. Mistakes. We all made them. I've made all of them almost. So what are the biggest mistakes that students make? Poor networking or no networking, ignoring placements, neglecting CV or having CV gaps, lack of communication. So one of the biggest mistakes, these are the ones I said. I've shared the video about the mistakes, and it's in 2 parts because each of them are, oh my god. I hope you've watched it if you haven't watched it, because I speak about it in detail, solutions, etc. So I've summarized this, but that's not everything. I would encourage you to watch it because there's loads of tips there. So not networking because you miss internships and any hidden opportunities, ignoring placements, lack of lab experience, which is a deal breaker. Gaps in your CV. Employers want evidence of continuous development. It's not about your grades, it's how you developed yourself. And not communicating. Science is collaborative. Isolation holds you back. You can't just live in, you can't just pretend like you are in your own zone, because you'll be surprised on how this will harm your career. Oh my God, I can talk about this forever. So yeah, again, I'm going to repeat this. These are the mistakes that students make. Neglecting networking effectively, neglecting to network effectively, waiting too long for placements, it's like waiting for opportunities, leaving gaps in your CV, poor communication during interviews, not seeking feedback from mentors, focusing too much on grades, ignoring opportunities in research, underestimating the importance of teamwork, failing to tailor application properly. I hate applications, but truly watch that video, because even for me, I was emotional when I was preparing that video, because up to now, I'm still hearing students making that mistake, and I haven't seen much information out there about this in general. Like I said, it's all about being transparent. We're going to talk about this transparently. So watch that video, because it will definitely help you regardless to where you are in your journey. So this is another common question, and I've experienced it myself. What if I cannot find a job straight away? Don't just focus on trainee position. That was a mistake that I made. Apply for MLA or APs or research assistant, any supporting roles. Look at the description, look at the naming. Consider private. Don't just apply for NHS. If I waited for NHS, I wouldn't have started. Look for those data entry roles. Just put yourself in. I started in the specimen reception. Then I moved into microbiology, and that was in a private by just as a starting point. So just think of it. Every step builds an experience. So if I would share job hunting tips, I would say start anywhere. MLA, AP, private labs, research role assistant. Just put your foot in and look at the related roles: industry, diagnostic, clinical trials. And the golden rule: every role builds transferable skills towards your target, your HCPC. Let's assume that. So let's have a look at it in another way, in a detailed way that you can take it away. Explore MLA and AP roles. These roles offer valuable experience in healthcare. Consider research opportunities. Engaging in research can enhance your skill sets and resume. Look into private labs and industry. Many companies seek biomedical science expertise in various sectors. Like I said, my personal experience, if I've never looked at private, I wouldn't have started my career. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. So have an open mind, like I said previously. So let's look into the next question. So this might be, in your mind, is biomedical science still worth studying now? Whenever you're watching your video, because I talk about future of biomedical science. I would say yes, but be aware. We've got AI, laboratory automation, and evolving roles. There is a demand for skilled professionals. Be strategic in your skills and placements. Still worth it, but you need to have strategy. So let's have a look at this again. And I've spoken about that in a previous video about the future of work and the future of biomedical science. Because I asked myself that question, because I'm a biomedical scientist, and with all the disruption that's happening, I had to ask myself that question. So let's look at it that way. The future at the moment is AI and automation is reshaping labs. But the demand is growing for human expertise. It's still crucial. We need the human connection. Success tip I would tell you is you need to be strategic. Focus on hybrid skills, digital health, that includes the lab. So I did a short course on Coursera, and it was about digital health, and it opened my mind about it. And I've done a postgraduate studies in healthcare management, and it also made me, you have to put the initiative. You need to question the status quo. You need, all this that I've shared with you guys is for me questioning. So, and again, it's our communications together. So now let's look into the final question. So that will lead us to the next question. I spoke about the future. So what skills should I focus on? Transferable skills, communication, digital literacy, networking. Yes, we still need that human connection, whether virtual or in person. That will future-proof your career. Soft skills are just as important as technical skills. So that way you have soft plus technical balance. So the extra skills, I would say, soft skills, which involve communication, teamwork, and adaptability and flexibility. Technical, lab techniques, digital literacy, data analysis, networking is very important because it opens doors that you cannot access through CV alone. Like now, you've got LinkedIn. That's your digital CV that works for you while you're asleep. So let's have a look at it again. Extra skills to focus on. The importance of effective communication skills. You need to have clear communication is vital in biomedical science and any career, to be honest. Embrace digital literacy for success. Understand technology, how it enhances research capabilities. Networking opportunities in the field. Build connections because that will open career paths and collaboration. And to be honest, these tips are applicable to any career, I would say. Yeah, you know, it's very important. You need to communicate well, how you present yourself. Digital literacy is just as important. Networking is very important. So these are the 3 extra skills. I already spoke about this in previous videos, so have a look at it, especially the future of work and future of biomedical science. They all go hand in hand, and you can't just pretend that the world is just the way it is. That's all I have to say. So what I want you to consider for whether this year or whichever year that you are watching this video is the current trends. There's increased demands for skilled professionals, advancement in AI and automation, growing importance of strategic planning. The future challenge is adapting to those technological changes and navigating the ever-changing job market. It's very, very competitive. Ensuring continuous skill development. So these are the questions that I think the common questions. Again, you guys have been amazing because you've been sending me some insightful, intriguing questions. That's where all the Q&As, questions that I have been getting. But these are the ones I have tackled deeply, and there's more to come, by the way. So if anything that you want to look at, and I've already explained in previous videos, but I thought this will be a great opportunity to just share this with you guys because whether you choose biomedical science or biomedicine, they both provide exciting opportunities. But your success depends on you. Your passion, your preparation, you asking questions. You have to keep asking questions. You have to keep learning. Most importantly, you need to enjoy the journey. This is something I wish I told myself, that I try and enjoy the journey. Recently, I always reflect on whenever the academic year starts, I'm always reflecting on my own journey because I openly said I never enjoyed my student days, whether as a student at school or at a university, because I was always stressed about grades. I'm not an A student, guys. I'm just an ordinary BC. I have to work very hard to get good grades. But then I realized that the world is governed by how skilled you are as well. So knowledge is important, your degree is important, but also it's important how you package all of that. That's why networking is important, branding is important. I spoke about that. I spoke about the importance of digital presence and transferable skills openly from my own experience. I didn't realize that. I spoke about that in my last book, Creating Your Dream Career. I've shared my learnings in that book. So don't underestimate, even though you are bombarded with questions. So even though you are bombarded with studies, life, but you know what, guys, the harsh reality is, like I shared in the previous videos, that you have to be a person who manages time and prioritize. And I'm sharing the tips with you guys to help you. I'm actually sharing with you the mistakes that I have made, and I don't want anybody to repeat those mistakes. That's why I vowed. I said, I'm gonna make sure that nobody will make my mistakes. And that's why I launched this channel as a global mentorship, I must say. So guys, I hope this has helped you. Keep the communication going, keep asking questions, keep challenging, keep communicating with me. Like I said, this is not a one way. It's me walking with you because I'm learning as well. I'm a crazy person. I like to ask questions. And you know what? I always say this in my head. Nobody's born with knowledge. Nobody has all the answers. Even now, I'm talking to you. I'm learning and sharing, by the way. I'm not like I know everything. I'm not talking to you from the top. I'm with you. So keep asking, keep you communicating. Don't worry, I'm with you. We are in this together. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank each one and all of you for being a great supporter. I'm concluding this season of educational videos. This will be the final educational video for this season. I'm gonna take a short break, but don't worry, there's few vlogs coming up, and I'm so excited with the new content that I'll be sharing with the new season with you in the new season, because I need a little bit of break to refresh. But I'm excited about I actually have a Q&A coming up as well. So keep asking, and I would like to thank all of you. I don't think this channel would have grown without you. So I would like to take this opportunity and thank you wherever you are. I wish you all the best. Keep dreaming, don't give up. Nobody starts from the top, and nobody has the answer. Nobody's born with knowledge. This is what I used to tell myself. But again, it's all about you the ones who are feeding this channel. So thank you so much for being, and thanks to all of you, and well done. We are growing together. So until the next video, keep shining and keep inspiring, and see you next time.